Hello and welcome back to another Idle Planet Miner video. This is Demon Ace, and today I kind of wanted to make a part 2 to the beginner's guide video. So this video isn't for everyone that's been playing for a while and keeping along with the channel, but the game has seen an influx of new players with lots of questions, and my beginner's guide video was kind of short. I still recommend watching it. There is one thing I want to correct from it, but this video is gonna cover a few other things that maybe that video didn't, and hopefully be a little more easy to digest as a new player. So apologies if you've been playing for a while. This video is not really for you, but I do want to help out the new people that are joining the game. And so without further ado, let's begin. The first thing I want to mention is that if you do watch my first beginner's guide video, the tip where I said not to unlock past Planet 7 was a bad tip. Do not listen to it. You feel free to unlock to whatever planet you can get to. The reason I said that was the assumption was you can get stars allocated on resources that you want earlier, and that's true, but you're going to hinder your progress in the long run. The quicker that you unlock these higher level resources and get stars on them, the better you'll be in the long run. You do want your stars to be going to the highest level resource you have, so that next time you get up to it, it'll be worth a lot more money. So that's the first tip out of the way, is don't listen to that tip. The beginning of the game, you're starting off here on planets 1 through 4, and of course unlock upgrade the mining rate, ship speed, and cargo. It's recommended to unlock or upgrade the mine rate to 21, the ship speed to 11, and the cargo to 11. That's just a general kind of a comfortable area for upgrading your planets before moving on to the next one. The main thing you want to make sure of is you're not bottlenecking your planets. So you can see on the mine rate there, as the number goes up, as soon as the ore gets mined from that planet, you want it to be going back down to 0. So no bottlenecking on your planets, okay? 21, 11, 11 is a comfortable place. As you can see, I'm up to 31, 21, 21. That's just where I'm at right now. Early on, 21, 11, 11 is kind of where you want to be. If you can go past that comfortably, go for it. Just make sure you're not bottlenecking. As you're unlocking these resources, you've got different ways that you can sell these resources to make money. You can, first off, you have a slider down here to select how much of the resource you want to sell. You can either sell all of it, or you sell, 75% of it and just hit sell. If you click and hold the resource, starting out, you will be auto selling 100% of the resource, like this right here. Eventually, after selling enough galaxies, I believe it's somewhere around 5 galaxies, next time you your click and hold on the resource, you will have this option down here to auto sell a percentage of your incoming ore, and that is how this gets unlocked. I see a lot of questions about, I don't have that feature, where is it? You just have to sell galaxies to get to it, okay? I mentioned make sure that you're not bottlenecking your planet. As you can see on the left side, I have the red dot next to mining rate, ship speed, and cargo are green dots. The only reason I can see those is because I have the bottlenecking optimizations project unlocked. This allows me to see whether or not the mine rate is surpassing my ability to haul enough of the ore back. So as long as your mine rate is red, the ship speed and cargo are green, then you are not bottlenecking. Of course, for early players, you're not going to have that project for a little while, so just kind of pay attention to the numbers. Make sure they're not hitting 0. Make sure they're hitting 0 every time the ship makes it to the planet and picks up the ore. Don't use that as a standard for figuring out if the planet's bottlenecked or not, because later on, even though it says that you're picking up all the ore when you hit the planet and it's all going down to 0, it could still be bottlenecked. So don't trust it. with just your eyes, the bottleneck optimizations project is very nice to have. It's just not something you're going to have early on, so just keep an eye on it. The ship speed, once you unlock it to a certain point, so you can see this planet up here still using the ship. It has to travel to the planet and then back to the mothership to gather the resource. Um, and the rest of the planets have these beams. They're beam mining currently. That is because their ship speed is so fast that it has just turned into a beam and mining constantly. Now, this isn't a mining immediately, so one of the questions I've seen is it still worth it to upgrade ship speed when you have the beam going on? And I wanted to show that here. If I, let's see, we go here and we're going to take off 18 and put 2 back on. There we go. So you can see my bottleneck optimizations is telling me my ship speed and cargo are not good enough to keep up with the mine rate. And you can see this planet does have the beam going to it. If I go ahead and upgrade ship speed once again, there we go. Now the bottleneck optimizations is fixed. So ship speed does matter even if you have the beam. So for that reason, it is worth it to upgrade ship speed and cargo equally. It won't cost as much money in the long run. Just upgrade them equally. Ship speed still matters later. Alright, one of the first projects you unlock is the beacon. It's going to be this guy right here, next to the first telescope you unlock. And this is the beacon right next to the mothership here. This is where you can upgrade your planet's mining rate, ship speed, and cargo using these beacon tokens. You get these tokens every time you watch an ad, this little play button up here. And you also get the tokens if you have the in-app purchase, the remove ads. Every day you log in, you get 25 free beacon tokens. Otherwise, it's just from the ARC reward, the ad reward. I think you get 2 tokens every time you watch an ad. What you want to be doing early on is spending your tokens on mine rate on your. You see it affects planets 1 through 4, planets 5 through 7, and you're only going to be upgrading mine rate early on. You're going to be putting everything into your early planets. I try to keep everything at around a pretty equal level. So you can see all these early planets are all at 1.22 mine rate. And then later on, once you find a planet that that's where you're stuck at, that's the highest planet you can go to. And it's also the highest tier ore that you can mine. You're going to be trying to put most of your beacon points into that level of planet and get that mine rate up as much as possible. Starting off the game, you are trying to get your galaxy to 10 million value. One of the things I recommend doing is going over here to settings and turning on the show galaxy value option right here. It shows you your total galaxy value. This galaxy value is comprised of how much ore you've mined, how many items you've crafted, the projects you've unlocked, the different smelters and crafters you've unlocked. Everything that has value in this game is all combined into your galaxy value. Your cash on hand is the number at the top. You can see they're different. The one at the bottom is what your galaxy is completely worth. Early on, you have to get your galaxy to 10 million to sell, and I think it's gonna force you to sell it once you hit 10 million the first time. We can see here the first time you sell it, you get 10 credits. If you can get your galaxy up to 100 million, you get 30 credits, and it just keeps going up and going up. You can see right now my galaxy is worth 6,000 credits. But 10 million is where you want to get to, and you want to be able to get that time down to where you're selling a 10 million galaxy in roughly 10 minutes. And that is going to take quite a bit of time. This game is very slow to start off, especially if you're not buying the additional ships with the in-app purchases. But it is still doable without money, just takes a little bit longer. Just know that your main goal is getting a 10 million galaxy and getting that time down to around 10 minutes to sell one galaxy. Um, you can watch my other videos on the early galaxy setups for your 12.5 million galaxies, the 100 million galaxies, and so on and so forth. I do recommend going and watching those videos to see what I did. I was following some of the other best known strategies for early game. And I'll go ahead and tell you now, very, very early on for those early galaxy setups, smelting is by far the most efficient way to get the 10 million as quick as possible. Then it kind of upgrades into mining ore. It turns into the most efficient method. Then crafting, then mining, and then mining some more. It's kind of, it all ends with mining. It ends up being the best way to do it. But early on, alloy is the quickest, most efficient way to get to 10 million. Again, go watch my 12.5 million galaxy setup for a guide on what kind of alloy you're smelting and why. With that being said, whenever you sell a galaxy, you get credits, and these credits are used down here on the bottom right at the mothership. These credits are used to purchase rooms and then upgrade those rooms. You can see here, new room. If we select that, we still have a couple rooms we can unlock. Early on, the main ones you're going to want to focus on are going to be your engineering, packaging, or not, sorry, not packaging, forge, workshop, and your early goal is going to be getting down here to classroom where you can get the manager bonuses. What I recommend doing is, all of these mothership rooms are very valuable in their own right, and they are all worth upgrading at some point. Mine rate, forge, and workshop are very valuable early on. Your ship speed and cargo are less valuable, but they're still worth upgrading, especially as your mine rate goes up. I recommend early on trying to keep all of your rooms that you unlock roughly around the same level. And once your rooms get to about the same price as a new room, then buy a new room and start upgrading that one, and then going back and repeating the process of upgrading all your rooms to the cost of a new room, and then buy the next new room. I will say the if you click on the room here, you can see what the max level is. Any of these rooms that have a max level of 11, on your way to getting the classroom unlocked, these ones are very quick and easy and valuable to upgrade to 11 as quick as possible. So those turn into a priority room later on. But early on, just mine rate, forge, and workshop are going to be the main ones to kind of, you'll see the most progression out of it the quickest. Uh, let's see, the robotics here is another important one to touch on real quick. You have these rovers that go out and they will scan planets for rewards, and these rewards will mostly, you're looking for dark matter and boosts from these rewards. The rover or robotics ship right here, the mothership room, if you upgrade that to level 4, that will unlock the highest level of scan that you can get from your rover. That one's starting off at 48 hours. If you upgrade your robotics room to max level, it's a 24-hour scan, but those are the highest rewards you can get from the rovers. So as soon as you unlock the robotics room, get this up to level 4 as quick as possible for the opportunity to get some of the highest tier rewards from your rover scans. This is where most of your dark matter will be coming from. I will be doing a more in-depth guide on the rooms, kind of what to unlock in what order, how to upgrade them. But the general, just very early game progression is what I've said. Try to keep all your rooms roughly around the same cost. Your ship speed and cargo rooms, those can be lacking a little bit as far as that goes. Focus on smelt speed, craft speed, and mine rate. and then unlock new rooms once they kind of get to be about the same cost as upgrading one of your rooms. All right. Speaking of getting dark matter from your rovers, dark matter is the premium currency in this game, and eventually it will start rolling in pretty regularly for free as long as you play the game pretty actively through tournaments, challenges, and your rovers, as well as daily reward or daily tasks that come in. You'll be getting dark matter. What do you want to spend your dark matter on? Managers. Managers and manager slots. You have a certain number of slots, and what that means is you have a certain number of planets that you can put a manager on. So right now, I can put 18 managers on whatever planet I so choose. And then, so like you can see, planet 26 here, my current manager increases the cargo of that planet as well as the ship speed of all my planets. So one of the early goals that you want to get to with managers is roughly 14 to 16 slots, and that does take time. It costs a lot of dark matter, but it's very worth it. Get 14 to 16 slots and recruit managers to fill those slots as you go. Do not spend dark matter on the public school or the private school. You only want to purchase the Brilliant Academy 500 dark matter managers, okay? The general rule of thumb is, two 4-star managers is better than one 5-star manager, and it's going to be the same with everything else. That might be a little counterintuitive to what I just said. Just the 3-star managers are for 300 dark matter are not going to be worth it compared to the 4-star managers. You only want to spend the 500 DM on the Brilliant Academy to unlock 4 5-star managers. It's just the best bang for the buck. The reason you want to do that for this is because you need 4 of the same star manager to promote to the next star. So if I go down here to my 1 stars here, if I want to promote him to a 2-star, I need 3 other 1-star managers. And getting a 3-star up to a 4-star requires at least 4 purchases of the private school manager. So that'll be 1,200 dark matter, or I can get 2 4-star managers for 1,000 dark matter. So the dark matter in the long run is best spent on the Brilliant Academy. Now, the rule that I said just a second ago of 2 4-star managers is better than 1 5-star manager is generally accepted. That's why we are focusing on getting our slots up and then just filling those slots with whatever manager we happen to pull. Main thing we're looking for once we get those slots filled up, though, is you want managers with a mine rate primary. I don't know why I just did that. 1 second. You're looking for managers with a mine rate primary. So the primary only affects the planet that the manager is on. The secondary affects everything else. So you're looking for mine rate primary, craft speed, smell speed, all mine rate. Those are going to be your primary stats that you're looking for on the secondaries. And you do want to have 1 or 2 of each of the all cargo or all ship speed secondaries on a couple of your managers, because the mine rate is going to get out of control pretty soon. Everything else is going to be mine rate primary. Smell speed and craft speed are probably going to be what you're looking for very early on. Craft speed especially. Craft speed takes a long time in the beginning. Once you get your slots up to 14 or 16 and have them all filled out, then your goal is going to be getting all of those slots to a 5-star manager with the perfect stats that we're looking for. So you can see we have this one right here, number 7, mine rate times 9, all mine rate times 2.5. That's a good one. I'm keeping it. That's one I'm going to I'm not getting rid of. But down here at number 10, I have a cargo primary and an all mine rate secondary. The all mine rate is really good, but I really would like to replace that with a mine rate primary. So your goal is getting, and then also on 14, I have a 4-star here that I would like to have a 5-star in its place. So once you hit 14 to 16 slots, fill up all those slots and get them to where they are all 5 stars, mine rate primary with a secondary skill of your choosing. And then after that, it is going to be recruit a manager that you want to fill into a slot, purchase another slot, and put it in there. And you're going to keep doing 5 stars until you have enough 5 stars that, like, eventually I will not be using this number 10 manager anymore, and I will use him to upgrade my 5-star manager into a 6-star. But that will come later. It's not something I am pushing for. It'll just happen on its own. You're mainly focusing on filling all your slots with 5-star with perfect stats. I hope that was clear. Okay, video's getting a little long. I'm going to try to get through the rest of this. Next thing we're going over is right here, the space station. Again, this is another thing that you unlock after selling your galaxy multiple times. You have to forgive me, I don't know exactly what number of galaxies you have to sell to unlock this, but just know that if you keep selling your galaxy, eventually this will pop up and you'll have a little notice letting you know that it has arrived and you can start upgrading it. The space station is another place where you get kind of passive permanent upgrades to your galaxy, and you get the energy cells for upgrading these nodes in the space station. You can see right there, earned in tournaments. And you see a first prize for platinum, you get 300 energy cells. The best tip I can give you for early on is coming over here to the right. You unlock this node right here, Stars Gateway 1. I think it costs 1 cell. And these nodes right here give you stars for free. If you didn't know, you get stars from tournaments, stars from challenges, and 1 star on a certain resource will upgrade that resource's price by 20%. These nodes over here, and you don't get to choose what stars land on. You don't get to choose which resource you want to put the stars on. It's all completely random. But these stars, you do get to choose. So the first one here, you get 5 copper stars, okay? Now your copper starts out at a base value of $1. If you get the space station upgrade here to unlock 5 stars on your copper ore, well, then you've just increased the value by 100%, meaning your copper is now worth $2. So these are very beneficial early on, up to, I have diamond right there, but I would say up to gold is about where the cost versus reward starts to fall off. So gold ore and gold bars. And you see I upgraded a little bit further past gold, and then I started to notice it wasn't worth it anymore. So gold ore and gold bars are very beneficial early on to upgrade these rooms and kind of help speed up your galaxy progress. The crafting items down here, not really worth it, and you can see towards the end the stars that you get on the highest tier are very expensive, so not really worth it to go past gold on the ores and the bars, but it is very worth it to get there. Alright, after that, you're going to be coming over here towards the left, and you're looking for Managers 1, Market 1, Alloy and Item 1, and Credits 1. And then mine rate 2 is probably the most beneficial, up to probably about where I'm at, level 10 or so. And then we're going to come here to this big area and start working on upgrading all of these, the crafting and smelting speed. And then we're going to be coming up here to get the other manager nodes and credit nodes, but that's going to be a long time to get there. Everything I've gone over right now is very early game and kind of what you're going to be setting your sights on. Even upgrading these to max level is going to take quite a bit of time. Main thing I wanted to touch on was the ores, the ore stars and the alloy stars. These are very worth getting early on. All right. Events and probes. So every 2 weeks, a event is going on, and there's a paid side and a free side. Main thing I want to touch on here is the hollow bolts that you get, regardless of which side you're working with. You still get hollow bolts. Even if you're doing the free side, you have these missions that you have to complete to unlock the rewards. And hollow bolts is the main reward that you get from these events. These hollow bolts are used for your probes. Probes are, again, something that comes along after selling a certain number of galaxies, so you're not going to see it right off the bat, but it will show up on its own. Main thing I want to touch on is still very early game, but it's still something that even I'm having to work on. The probe 1 is the only thing you really need to focus on unlocking and upgrading early on. You want to go to scan upgrades and unlock or upgrade the secondary manager skill upgrade for this probe. Every time it completes a scan, it will upgrade the secondary skill on whatever manager is on that planet. So the strategy is to send probe 1 to planet 1 because it'll be the quickest. If you try to go to like planet 7, for example, the scan time is going to be much longer than on planet 1. So probe 1 upgrade secondary manager skill to max, which will be a times 1.1 is the max, and it's going to take a long time to get there. Considered very early game, but you're going to be upgrading it well into mid to late game. So wanted to make sure everyone knew what to be focusing on once you unlock your probes. Just get probe 1 secondary manager skill upgraded to max. Then you can start worrying about probe 2 and 3. As you can see, I'm not even using them. All right, every 3 days a challenge will show up, and you can see here under legacy, my next challenge is in 1 day 24 hours. A challenge is a 24-hour challenge to get your galaxy as to the highest value that you can possibly get within 24 hours. You get dark matter and resource stars from the challenge depending on how far you get. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because it is a 24-hour challenge, and as soon as the challenge is completed, it starts the 3-day timer to unlock the next challenge that you can start running. So all that to say, if you do the full 24 hours, then it'll take 8 days to get 2 challenges done. So early on, the kind of strategy to do is, instead of 12 hours, do a 12-hour challenge, and that way you can get 2 challenges done in 1 week. It's not something you have to do. It'll just kind of help you get through as many challenges possible in 1 week and help you progress a little bit quicker. It's completely up to you, though, if you want to do a full 24-hour challenge. But by hour 12, if you don't see yourself getting much further in your galaxy in another 12 hours, it's probably worth it to just go ahead and end the challenge right there. And then in 3 days, you'll have another one ready to go. All right. Tournaments unlock the tournament icon right here, this little trophy. They come around and they happen every weekend. They start on Fridays around, for me, it's around like 6 p.m., but it could be different for you. You see the timer down here. Next tournament begins in 1 day, 12 hours. But tournaments come around every weekend. They last for 48 hours. Very worth it to participate in and try to get as high as you can. You start off here in the Copper League, and this is where you get some dark matter, you get some resource stars, and some energy cells. Main thing I wanted to touch on with tournaments is you have these boosts down here. You want to be saving these boosts. You get these from events and from your rover scams. Save these boosts for the tournaments. Don't use them in your normal everyday Galaxy setup. Save them for tournaments, and don't spend dark matter on these boosts, okay? Save them for tournaments. Sorry, I'm kind of getting a little winded here. Video's getting a little long. I'm trying to get through this. Tournaments are kind of a mixed bag. Copper is where you're going to start, and if you get to, I forget what it is, I want to say it's like top 50 or something, but eventually you'll be able to see what it takes to get to the next tier. If you get to silver and you notice that you are getting absolutely destroyed and you can't make it out of rank 76 in silver, then it's okay to get demoted back down to copper. But generally speaking, every tournament is pretty worth trying as hard as you can to get as high rank as you can for more stars and energy cells. The rovers I've touched on, you get the dark matter and boost from rovers. Main thing I just wanted to mention here is don't let them sleep. If I've got one that's going to be completed in an hour, and I'll be turning the game off after I complete this video, but in 1 hour I will be turning the game back on to make sure that this rover is going out and scanning a new planet. So do not let your rover sleep. They are your main source of dark matter, their premium currency. One little tip that is kind of interesting and mainly applies to early game, but it can apply to late game as well, is there is a crafting and smelting order in this game. And it doesn't seem like it, but let's say, for instance, that this ore that I'm smelting right here, this alloy platinum bar, you see that it takes 1 gold to craft it, as well as the platinum ore. If I were to put my platinum bar here in the first node, the first slot of smelting, and then put gold over here, eventually, if I'm offline, the gold will run out, and the platinum bar that I'm trying to smelt will also stop, because the game doesn't see that I have enough gold to make the platinum, and it just kind of halts it. It's a weird little process. Same thing for crafting. You can see that I'm working on credits right now, and they require these copper wire. If I just put, circuits, I said credits. If I put circuits here and then copper wire here, eventually copper wire will run out and circuits will stop being made. So whatever order of operations you're trying to do, so I need, copper wire to make circuits. I need circuits to make my solar panels. I need solar panels to make a space probe. If I have any of these out of order as far as materials to upgrade the next part, then eventually it will stop producing anything. So make sure that it starts from the top left, goes over here to the second one, the top right, then down to the third one, the bottom left, and so on and so forth. Left, right, left, right. Make sure it's all in order. It's a very weird concept to wrap your head around. Just make sure that if I need an item here that requires another item that I have to craft, make sure that the item it requires is being crafted first. Okay, hope that makes sense. Lastly, this game does have in-app purchases. The ships, the extra ships right here that cost money you'll see the ads pop up for them until you have them all unlocked if you do spend money on the game. I'll say these are all very worth it, but I know not everyone has disposable income to purchase all of these ships. If you wanted to spend just one, if you wanted to buy just one benefit, one early purchase for the game, the main one that I would recommend everybody get is the remove ads purchase here. It is one of the more affordable options. These ARC rewards, these ad rewards, you don't have to watch the ads anymore, and you get the 20 free or 25 free beacon tokens per day with that package as well. The remove ads option is the best purchase you can make for the game if you can only buy one thing. Of course, if you have the disposable income, buying all of the ships are very beneficial and will help speed things up tremendously. Not necessary, just means you'll be taking a little bit longer to get to the same point as someone like me that has purchased all the ships. But if we're only going to purchase one thing, make it the remove ads purchase. And wow, that was a very long video. I'm a little winded. If there's anything that I missed that you have a question about, please leave it in the comments below. If there's anything that I kind of sped through and you need a bit of a longer video or a dedicated video to talk about it, let me know and I will work on that. And also join the Discord for the game. Going up here to the settings, you'll see the option for the Discord right there. It's a great place to go to get an answer to a question you might have if I have not made a video about whatever question you have. There's lots of people that are pretty active on there and will usually have the answer to the question you're looking for. There are other guides on there to look at. I use the Discord all the time to figure out kind of what I'm doing next, what my next goal should be in this game. So use the Discord. Otherwise, leave a comment down in the comment section if there's something I didn't touch on or something I need to expand upon. I do hope this helped someone out there. Thank you all very much for watching. I've got more videos coming up, so stay tuned. Have a good day.